I've always wanted to speak about this on my channel. I have a few times. I don't know if what I went through in the past makes me qualified to even speak about this. I've been severely depressed. I've had crippling, crazy ass anxiety. I'm not going to say I defeated it all, but God got me through it. I'm better now. It is possible to get through it. And I'm just going to share you the tips. And like everyone needs someone to help them. Everyone needs a guide or some type of advice or some type of tips. So if you're feeling lost mentally, I feel like I could help you. This video is mainly for people like you who actually need some type of tips and advice. Now, the first thing I want to say about mental health is that if you have an actual chemical imbalance, right? People with ADHD, bipolar disorder, general anxiety disorder, all these things, if you actually have a real chemical imbalance in your brain, no matter what I tell you, doesn't matter if you follow all the advice that I give you in this video, all the lifestyle and routine advice, because that's what this video is about. It's a lifestyle, routine, diet type of advice. Even if you follow all that, you won't be able to fix the need that you have for those medications. You're going to need to speak to a therapist. That's why they're out there. Okay, you're going to need to tell them exactly what's going on. You're going to need to talk to a psychiatrist and get some type of medication because your brain really does need it. You ain't going to be able to get anywhere without it. So you really need to, and everyone has their own opinion on this. My opinion is firm. I'm very firm about this. I've tested it, tried it. You need the medication. Trust me, you will need it. There's no way that you can follow any of these lifestyle, routine, diet habits without it. But of course, medication isn't everything, and that's where this video kind of starts. Now, when it comes to mental health, I really want to talk about how everything is temporary. Okay, I've dropped a video on this channel about how depression changed my life, and how I went through this tough period of time, and now I'm much better. And I really am. As difficult as it is in the moment, I really am better now. And you do have to keep reminding yourself that everything is temporary. You literally every single day you have to remind yourself, hey, this is just temporary. This will get better. Eventually it'll get better. It's not easy when you're going through it. If I could tell myself in the past, hey, tell yourself that it's temporary, it's not easy. I'll slap the shit at you. Like, what you mean tell myself it's temporary? It's the most difficult thing I've ever experienced in my life. You're trying to tell me that this is temporary, but it actually is. So have hope, have faith is what I'm saying. Believe in God, believe that things will work out. Because without that, you really there's no point of even trying anything. You really have to have some type of faith. Okay. Another thing is to practice mindfulness and meditation. So meditation really does get you out of this loop that you're in, this thought loop that oh, I'm going to think about my past, everything that's happened in my past, and I'm just going to bother my mind with it or busy my mind with these thoughts, which is depression. That's what happens. You're so depressed. You're thinking about what happened in the past. You can't let it go. But it's also anxiety when you think about what's going to happen in the future. Your brain can't just chill out. You're always worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow. And meditation really does help, and it actually does cure your brain, because now you're not busying yourself with all these thoughts. You're just trying to be in the present moment. You're just trying to be mindful and aware of every little thing that's going on. Look around you. Look at all these things. Look at all the beauty. Look at the skies. Go into nature and just take your mind off of all that other crap and just be in the present moment. It really does help. Try it out. If you haven't tried it out, I would suggest downloading the Headspace app. That's what I used when I started off, because it has guides in there, so it kind of tells you exactly how to meditate. I don't suggest you should just meditate by yourself alone. I do now, but download the Headspace app. Really try your best. I know it's very difficult to meditate, but try your best. Try your best to be mindful and be aware of the present moment, and not just while you're meditating, but as life goes on, try to be aware of all these little things that are going on, because it'll keep you away from all these troubling thoughts you have. The second thing I would say is gratitude. Very difficult to be grateful in a situation like this. I understand. I get it. You're having mental health issues. You're depressed. How am I going to tell a person who's in the rock bottom, hey, be grateful? But if you can try just to be a little bit more grateful than you were the day before, do it, because it really does help. It sheds a light on what's actually going on in your life. Hey, things could have been much worse, and they really could have been. You have no clue what God could have thrown at you. So things could have been much, much worse than they are now. So just be grateful about all the little things you have. It might not take you out of that, depression phase you're in, but it might at least help or give you some type of, relief in the now, in the moment for now. And again, all of these advices, there's no point of following if you have it. And the third would be your diet and your routine, right? Do you work out? Do you take care of your body? Do you eat? What do you eat? Do you eat sugary foods? I would avoid sugary, fast food, all these bad foods that you're eating. I would definitely avoid every single one of them. I would try to eat a more healthier diet. I would try to go and run and work out. And as difficult as it is when you're in that period, you kind of have to slowly just start. You don't have to do it, full on. You just have to go out there and go for a walk, and then eventually start running, or go and play some sports or something. Find people to do certain activities with, but this is mainly about health. So try to take care of your physical health. That really does help a lot. And the foods that you eat, make sure you're eating good, clean food that's actually healthy for you. Don't just be eating whatever. As difficult as it is in that moment, I know you want to eat whatever. You just want to binge eat, and people get sad and they get worried and they eat, but definitely don't do that. Try to eat as healthy as you can. Now, of course, these three pieces of advice, they're never going to work if you're, like I said in the beginning, if you don't have a therapist you can go to, if you don't have a psychiatrist who can give you certain medications that you need, because you might have a chemical imbalance in your body. You might need these things, but once you have that, that, then you can follow these small tips of advice that might actually help you in your life.